Live from the bedroom of the Nerd King, it's the first annual Star Wars! And now, here's your host, the Nerd King!
Hello and welcome to Star Wars, the only awards show to honor the nerdiest films of 2014. I'm your host, the Nerd King, and today we've got it all. Science fiction, fantasy, superheroes, even a few kids films, and today we're going to be honoring them all. Now, like any award show, this is all a matter of opinion, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on who should have won. Be sure to chime in the comments below. Let's not waste any time. Our first category is Best Original Song. Nominations for Best Original Song include Everything is Awesome from the Lego Movie for being bright, energetic, and so doggone catchy. The Last Goodbye from The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies for being an emotional end to the saga. And Something So Right from Muppets Most Wanted for an epic build-up and for using Celine Dion. And the Star Award goes to The Last Goodbye from the Battle of the Five Armies. We couldn't have asked for a better ending to the Lord of the Rings saga. Up next is Best Special Effects, and believe me, in an awards show this nerdy, there's a lot to choose from. Nominations include Godzilla for their giant monsters and epic destruction, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes for their realistic apes, Interstellar for wormholes, black holes, and other worlds, Guardians of the Galaxy for Rocket Raccoon and Groot, and X-Men Days of Future Past for awesome powers, flying stadiums, and sentinels. And the Star Award goes to Interstellar for the sheer amount of imagination it took to create things you'd never seen before. Up next, we've got one of my favorite categories and one of the most essential parts of any film, Best Original Score. So let's set the tone with these great picks. Nominations for Best Score include Hans Zimmer for Interstellar for his organ-driven, otherworldly score, Michael Giacchino for Dawn of the Planet of the Apes for his primal ape-like sound, Alexandre Desplat for Godzilla for his classic monster feel, Henry Jackman for Captain America Winter Soldier for his adrenaline-laced score, and Howard Shore for The Hobbit: The Battle of the Five Armies for his classic, powerful themes. And the Star Award goes to Hans Zimmer for Interstellar for yet another one of his powerful scores. No movie would even exist without someone to write it, and our next category honors that fact, Best Screenplay. Nominations for Best Screenplay include Dawn of the Planet of the Apes for defying expectations and for positively Shakespearean storytelling, Edge of Tomorrow for making the same day over and over again feel fresh, Captain America Winter Soldier for being tight and avoiding plot holes, Interstellar for epic scope and years of planning and research, and X-Men Days of Future Past for balancing characters and their development. And the Star Award goes to Edge of Tomorrow for making a concept that could have been cliché, fascinating, unique, and original. Time to talk about the people who bring the movies to life, and ladies first, it's Best Actress. Nominations for Best Actress include Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique in X-Men Days of Future Past for her conflicted, strong yet insecure character, Jessica Chastain as Murphy in Interstellar, especially for her emotional video messages, Emma Watson as Ela in Noah for her wisdom, emotion, and great portrayal of a young mother, Scarlett Johansson as Natasha Romanoff in Captain America Winter Soldier for bringing depth and history to her character, and Emily Blunt as Rita Vertasky in Edge of Tomorrow for her authority, presence, and general ninja-awesomeness. And the Star Award goes to Jennifer Lawrence for making us root for a character who's about to bring about the apocalypse. We've seen the ladies, now it's time to talk about the men. Our next category is Best Actor. Nominations for Best Actor include Martin Freeman as Bilbo Baggins in The Hobbit: The Battle of the Five Armies for perfectly capturing that character, Bradley Cooper as Rocket Raccoon in Guardians of the Galaxy for making me believe in a talking raccoon, Matthew McConaughey as Cooper in Interstellar for his relationship with his daughter, Andy Serkis as Caesar in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes for his presence and emotion all displayed through motion capture, Tom Cruise as William Cage in Edge of Tomorrow for playing against character, and James McAvoy as Charles Xavier in X-Men Days of Future Past for taking his character in a new direction. And the award goes to Andy Serkis for making a chimpanzee worthy of the name Caesar. They have the vision, they lead the movie, and some do it better than others. It's time to talk about Best Director. Nominations for Best Director include Bryan Singer of X-Men Days of Future Past for bringing his X-Men history to the project, Christopher Nolan of Interstellar for research and pouring years of preparation into his movie, James Gunn of Guardians of the Galaxy for developing his own personal style within the Marvel Universe, Phil Lord and Chris Miller of the Lego Movie for their pacing, energy, and ability to be emotional and vulnerable, and Anthony and Joe Russo of Captain America Winter Soldier for balancing their characters and their development. And the Star Award goes to Anthony and Joe Russo for bringing their love of film and commitment to quality to Captain America Winter Soldier. We've examined the different elements of filmmaking. Now it's time to put it all together. Time at last for Best Picture. Nominations for Best Picture include Captain America Winter Soldier, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Interstellar, Guardians of the Galaxy, Edge of Tomorrow, and X-Men Days of Future Past. And the Star Award for Best Picture goes to Captain America Winter Soldier. While the other films had their highs and lows, Captain America had it all top-notch. In fact, it's the movie that I would watch right now if I didn't have an award show to finish. Speaking of finishing, that is our show for the day. Don't forget to like and leave comments on who you think should have won. I'm the Nerd King. Thank you for watching, and thank you for making the last 2 years so wonderful.